What's the next brilliant thing you'd like to talk about?
The next brilliant thing, and it's brilliant, and I caveat this with it's brilliant, but it is also the bane of my life.
Okay.
But I have decided to lean into it and just go with it, is my Instagram and TikTok comments section.
Right. Yeah, I imagine there's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on there, and people are. I mean, I'm thrilled that they're commenting, and the engagement is phenomenal. You know, it's better that than nothing. I would much rather what I get than
Yes.
absolutely nothing.
Yes.
But some people are deranged.
Right. Which would be a terrific Instagram handle.
Yes,
And it's
indeed.
just-
In fact, I'm sure some I'm deranged 48 has commented on a few things, and they're obsessed with asking about what the etiquette is for rubbing one out under the table.
Wow.
Which, I'll be honest, I had to Urban Dictionary originally. I think I knew what it meant, but I just wanted to clarify.
Yes. Well, I mean, what table?
Well, yes, I guess.
I mean, if you're in Japan, watch out for geishas.
Indeed. Yes, if it's a low table.
Yeah, well, that's what they used to do. Like, way back when, the geishas would go underneath, and
Yeah, and
all that malarkey.
yes.
So, why under a table? What's the?
I don't know. Because also, and if it's a coffee table, well, it's not under the table. You're gonna be seen. If it's, I assume they mean a dining table.
Yeah.
I also, there's this misconception that there is an etiquette for everything.
Yeah, of
And
course.
actually, there isn't an etiquette. For
No, there's
that.
not. Yeah, exactly.
Just other than maybe common decency.
Yes, you're completely correct. As if you'd catch anybody masturbating under a table and gone, well, he's not doing that right.
Yes, that was the wrong hand.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
But if you went to the right club, there would be etiquette for these things.
Yes,
Actually, that's not
true.
a bad counterpoint. If you
Yes.
were at sort of like, I believe it's Killing Kittens, which is you must come
Other
on.
sex clubs are available.
Yeah, it's a celebrity sex club that the UK government bailed out during COVID.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Is it for heterosexuals?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I would imagine there's other rooms. Do you know what I mean?
Probably.
There's probably, and the world's fluid now, so there's,
Yeah.
I imagine the hallways where the
Sure, there's a
real
lot of
mayhem
fluid
takes
there.
place. Yeah,
yes. The Norman Lamont suite.
Sure.
Yes.
But it's that thing of, there would be a, are you Googling to see what's...
He's just booking us some tickets.
So, but do you respond to this?
I don't respond to the rubbing one out under the table.
Yeah.
Because also it's on people, it's there numerous times.
Right.
And everybody. I made the mistake of, to be fair, I did make the mistake of responding to it once.
And that's it.
On one of the original videos I did on Instagram. And I replied saying something like, you ask this on every video, thinking it was the same person. Can I suggest you seek medical attention or professional help? And sadly, a meme account called the Archbishop of Banterbury screenshotted that and posted it. And that just lit the blue touch paper for everyone
Isn't it funny?
to comment. And everyone most of the comments, if they're not the exact same comment, it's, when are you just going to answer that important question? And I like to think that they think at some point that I am going to do a video on that. I did a video on what you do with your hands at the dining table, whether the wrists rest on the table or they go underneath. And that was about the closest I was going to come to talking about that subject.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm very grateful that I have a good Instagram comment section because it's led to many lovely I mean, for years I've done etiquette and taught etiquette, done it on various television programmes, including in 2011 a little-known show called Russell Howard's Good News.
Yeah, you were wonderful on that.
That's very kind. But it never seemed to work. Sort of people didn't sort of get it fully.
Right.
To be fair, your show I wasn't terrible on, but I think I was taking it all a bit too seriously to begin with. But now on Instagram, people can sort of, obviously it's very accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
And I found a way that people can connect with it, whether they hate me or they want to comment or they enjoy what I'm posting.
Yeah. And what are your kind of memorable moments then from the comments? What do you love about it?
Well, I mean, I do love the genuine questions when people actually ask something that is actually a genuine etiquette question. I mean, they are searching for needles in haystacks in the comment section. And a bit like, any comment section on a newspaper article, if people like the video, they just go, that's nice, and move on. They don't often will comment going, this was a nice video. And you only post negative things, which is human nature.
I had an incredible moment today, and it's so fascinating that you're the guest on today's show, because my taxi driver picked me up and I was kind of walking to the car, and I opened the back door and he was kind of like trying to fix the seat, and his glasses were off, and I said, you all right, mate? And he was praying. He was a Muslim guy in the back of his taxi praying, And I went, "Duh," and shut the door and went, "Sorry." Was that correct? I didn't
Yes.
know what to do because he was praying to his God, and I was stood there going, "As if I-" and then I got back in the car and said, was it all okay? You know when you just don't finish the
Did you
sentences?
have a good pray?
And he was, yeah, it was like
Yeah.
that. And he was like, no, it's fine. You go, okay.
And I suspect it will not be the first time that's happened to him.
Yeah.
So I suspect he and completely used to that. I think
But what do you do in that? What would you have done in that situation?
Exactly what you did. So sorry. Shut the door.
Yeah.
Just
You
let him
haven't
get on with
parked
it.
facing Mecca, mate.
But thank God I gone. But it was so good. I went, "You right, mate," and that was it. But if I go, "You lost something," it was just something. But what are you doing there? Like I was, it was
Yeah.
almost afterwards. It was like, God, what could I have said? Because I thought he was looking for something in the seat, or
Yes. Exactly. Can I help?
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
No, I think you did.
And then I didn't want to put my bag there because it felt like that was a sacred space. So I kind of kept my bag on my
true.
feet like a sort of penguin with an egg.
Yeah. In hotels in the Middle East, I work a lot in the Middle East, there's always a thing on the ceiling pointing towards east.
Right.
So you know which way Mecca's, or west, depending on where you are.
Do you ever find a situation where you don't know the etiquette?
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, Western etiquette, probably not.
Right.
I have some clients in the hospitality industry who will phone up and go, "We're going to serve sake in our restaurant." It's a Japanese-style restaurant. It's not McDonald's. We're going to start serving sake. We would like a crib sheet on how to do it correctly. Can we have it by tomorrow? Which is always lovely. I don't or did not know much about sake etiquette, so thus I have to go and talk to people, and in that instance talk to people very quickly because they want the answer ASAP, and they've only just thought to ask for the sake etiquette when the sake service starts tomorrow. So there are niche bits of etiquette I won't know.
And what is the etiquette for serving sake?
I can't remember, it was 3 years ago,
Right.
but I can come back to you on that. There's not, to be fair, there actually wasn't as much as I thought there.
Right,
there
but you
was.
want to get it right.
But I want to get it right.
Of course.
And I want to talk to people in Japan because obviously it's not a drink I have grown up with.
Yeah, and then also it's kind of, is it exciting to do things the right way? Do you kind of like that?
I do. I like rules and parameters.
Yeah.
I'm very. I am a rule follower,
Hmm.
and like yesterday, for example, I was doing the final rehearsal for the solo tour, and we were told that the rehearsal space there was a booking in straight off the back of us. I had booked 10 until 12:30, and at 12:30 they immediately had to have someone in.
Slipknot was
Yeah,
after,
exactly. And so I wanted to be out of there at 12:25, and my friend who's helping me was like, "Oh no, we've got another 5 minutes. We can do that." I was like, "No, we absolutely
Correct.
we have to tidy this up."
Good man.
Oh, keep talking.
Yeah,
I
good
know.
Oh, do you like that?
Oh,
good.
yeah. It's funny, I can be quite laissez-faire in lots of aspects of my life, but being on time at a gig and somebody else being on time, it's vital. In our world, there's kind of, there's a few people that are still known from the circuit for just, you were meant to do 20 minutes in the early days, and he would always do 30. And everyone, and it was just that thing where you're like, come on now, Patrick.
Go on, name them. Oh, Patrick who?
He's a brilliant comedian called Patrick Monahan, but Jesus wept.
He knows.
Pat knows, yeah, and it's just, and he's lovely and great, but it is that thing of like,
But why-
Pat, come on, man.
Is he doing that because he's having a
I
good
think
good
because-
moment and he's wanting to continue
Yes,
it?
it's because when you're improvising, you don't know where you are.
No.
But just get a clock, get a watch that buzzes.
A clock.
Yeah, but he could have done with a fucking clock, man, just hanging from him. But yeah, well,
I
good
did
for
a
you.
gag I did that never. I say gag. A piece that I was doing. We were hosting, and it was probably because it was COVID. So we were doing this awards. We were hosting this award ceremony outside in a tent in Brockwell Park for the British Podcast Awards.
Yeah.
And Jordan, who I do the podcast with, and Poppy, another podcaster, we were hosting it. And I can't stand award ceremonies. And who can? They're not the greatest. I mean, they're lovely if you win, but other than that, they're tedious.
Yes.
And they all go on too long.
Yes.
And so I, at the top of the thing, was like, right, and when you come up to your speech, and I wore a stopwatch around my neck, and I said, and I'm timing you, and after 25 seconds, if you're still going, we'll march you off. And it went down like an absolute lead balloon.
Really?
And people then, people then did longer speeches, I think almost to go, well, stuff you.
Oh no.
This is my moment. It's like, we've got like 38 awards, and we're doing bronze, silver, and gold. Don't get me started on that. So we're going to be here forever, and you're all sitting. The audience, were sitting on beanbags on the grass, so it's not even comfortable. You're not even on proper chairs.
Yeah.
Let's keep this thing pacey.
Yeah, because also getting out of a beanbag is difficult at the best of times. But if you've had a few drinks,
Yeah.
it's like trying to bring a turtle back to life.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's just that thing of like, I remember at Cardiff Library, they got rid of all the chairs and they had beanbags. A lot of people that go to libraries are old people.
I was going to say.
They were in there for hours. Like, do you know what I mean? It was just that trying to will themselves up. It was an awful experience where you're like, you're going to have to get a wheelbarrow in here.
The Cardiff Hospital hip replacement unit was in full business after that.
Some genius had gone, let's replace the chairs with beanbags. It was, it was an interesting watch.
Yes. Do we know if chairs have gone back in?
I haven't been since. I hope so.
I would hope so. Or the library's shut down.
Which probably is the case.
And probably deserves to if they're going to change chairs to beanbags, if I'm honest.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's a shame, though. It's a really nice library. I like a library, but you realise whenever you're in them, you don't go in there often enough. And I mean, talk of a nostalgic place. When you're in a library, you're back to your childhood, aren't you? Yeah. That kind of wild excitement of... you can get a book out and then just, it's the same as like Blockbusters. You kind of run around trying to select the book or the video. Whereas now it's just on your phone, you swipe, you move on.
Yeah.
Is that the most famous and earliest piece of etiquette that anyone ever learns?
The what?
Be quiet in the library.
Yeah.
I think it probably is.
Yeah.
I think, yes. Whether it was your school library or your local library, yes, it's one of those sort of policies. Maybe I wonder if there's a library where you can make as much noise as you like.
There must be. And presumably when librarians come home, they really bellow.
Yes,
I would have thought. Do you know what I mean?
They let it all out. They're hell raisers.